shake your coconut trees. Let the coconuts fall where they will, and just shake your coconut tree. If the sun ain't shining and the wind is cool, just shake your coconut tree. If you're waiting on the tide to catch a ride, just shake your coconut tree. With no care about where you are, this is your night, so be the star. Shake it free, shake it proud, shake it even if it's not allowed. Woo! You gotta shake your coconut, shake your coconut, shake your coconut tree. Let the coconuts fall where they will, and just shake the coconut tree. If you're feeling stuck in a dead-end job, just shake your coconut tree. If you're out of luck and your chicken's plucked, just shake your coconut tree. Go girl! With no care about where you are, this is your life, so be the star. Shake it up, shake it down, shake it even if it's not allowed. Shake your coconut, shake your coconut, shake your coconut tree. Let the coconuts fall where they will, and just shake your coconut tree.
Oh, I finally made it.
Hi, Mama. How was your trip?
Oh, and it's taken me over 2 weeks. I had a little stomach bug.
Best way to teach a soul is to show them how to serve. The Spirit's there to guide us through every road that curves. We will know when our gifts were aligned with God's perfect truth. We are living an authentic life, sharing love in all we do. So go forth and help this needy world. Be the light that sparks a soul that hurts. There is so much joy that we can share. Our purpose is to show we care. So pay it forward if you dare. Be the light that shines on a lonely soul tonight. Jesus, Gandhi, Buddha gave everything they could to teach the down and desperate that God is truly good. Mother Teresa helped the sick to the dying day. They all understood that serving is the chosen way. So go forth and help this needy world. Be the light that sparks a soul who hurts. There is so much joy that we can share. Our purpose is to show we care. So pay it forward if you dare. Be the light that shines on a lonely soul tonight. Be the light that shines.
Ah, that's the amazing Kim Yarson. So glad you're here, all the way from
East Windsor.
East Windsor, New Jersey. So welcome everybody. We have a huge crowd in the house because you all count for 10. And I'm just really grateful to be here. We're online as well, although the laptop was doing an update this morning and it somehow threw us off of Facebook. So we're on YouTube. We will post this later on to Facebook. So welcome to those of you that are here in person, but also those of you that are joining us online, either right now or any time in the future. Isn't that interesting how that makes us think about time in a different way? So I'm Frankie Timmers, and I'm the spiritual director here. And a blessed holiday weekend, everybody. How many of you are off on Monday? Kind of. All right, so this is the last Sunday in May, and our theme is from good to great to grand. It all fits inside the theme of the year, which is
A grand rising.
a grand rising. Yes, Lori did our homework. A grand rising, and the topic today is always remember. So let's start with our Namaste practice. Namaste is the Sanskrit word for the divinity in me blesses the divinity in you. So we put our hands together and just bow to one another and say Namaste.
Namaste. Namaste. Namaste.
Remember, you're not just giving, you're also receiving, which is maybe the first blessing of the day. So let's do an opening treatment, which is our word for affirmative prayer. So I invite you to close your eyes and just step metaphorically from this place of outer world to inner world. From the world of effect and condition to the world of cause and absolute truth. That which has always been there, always will be there, and is there right now. That truth awareness, that spirit itself, and by whatever name we call it, is within us. It breathes our breath and beats our heart and does so much other stuff that we don't even have to think about. It is that which changes the seasons always utterly predictably from spring to summer, summer to fall, and not the other way around. It is that which rises the tides in the ocean. And so we know that there is a life force within us that doeth the work, a life force within us that is ever available, ever assisting, that we can have a holy communion with as we move our way through this day-to-day living, as we witness what's happening in the world and realize that we are instruments of the divine to hold that higher vision, to know that deeper truth, and to not just embody it, but to live it. And I absolutely know that each of us is doing their very best. And so we can let go of the not so or not yet and simply know that who and what we are today is a representation of spirit itself. Spirit individualized as each of us in a unique way, and it is enough. And so we're grateful for this breath, this heartbeat, this moment, this time together, this beautiful spiritual community, and this amazing teaching called the Science of Mind. And so it is.
And so it is.
So, as many of you know, I was born and raised in the Netherlands, and even though I've been here a really long time, I still feel like a world citizen. I still don't feel that I'm either Dutch or American or Brazilian. I still feel and still believe that I am a global, a universal citizen. But I also know that this holiday weekend called Memorial Day is a really powerful one. It's so powerful because it really can be the experience of all different kinds of emotions. Yes, many people are happy to have a day off and they can finally go to the beach and it's the official start of summer. But there's also something very dark and very mournful and very painful and very challenging. The first Memorial Day was in 1886. Did I get that right? I didn't even write it down. Yes, 1886. So for 156 years, we have been honoring those who didn't come home because they were protecting us and they were making sure that we were survivors and that we were safe. Many different wars. All together, as far as we know, we've lost over 1 million people in those years, 156 years. And some of those people you know. Have any of you lost anyone to war?
A friend.
A friend? Which war?
What, Vietnam.
Vietnam War. Who else? So do any of you know those who have served or serve and came back wounded or traumatized? Just even think, if we think about those million, how many other people were affected? I'm not sure if I told this story. I did put it on Facebook, so who knows? But I have an uncle who I was named after who was killed at the end of World War II in his home with his wife and new baby in the basement. And that was the end of World War II in the Netherlands. And I'm so aware, because they recently honored him, how the ripple effect of effect is present in my entire family and beyond. So we probably all at least know of someone who didn't come home after serving any war. And so that's really powerful. I'm also boggled in my mind and sometimes really discouraged that in 2024 we still need to figure out life by having a war with each other, right? And so let's take a moment. I want you to close your eyes just for a moment. And just take a breath and just notice that heaviness that you might feel because of the attention there is now on loss, on suffering, on hurt and harm, on all those who've lost their lives and are affected by it. All those who are still traumatized by this experience of death and loss due to war. Not just here, not just Americans, but all across the world, even now with the conflict between Israel and Palestine, the conflict between Russia and Ukraine, the conflicts in Syria, Yemen, Haiti, Myanmar, Mexico even. There's so much still that's reflecting conflict, and there's even more. But those are the ones that seem to stand out right now. So let's put our hand on our heart and know that there's a healing power and healing presence within our hearts that's not just for us, but that we can extend into the world and hold as a vision for greater peace, for healing, for awakening to the sacredness of all life. So now open your eyes. And what I can say as somebody who's on a spiritual path, specifically the path of the Science of Mind teaching, which as most of you know is a metaphysical teaching. Metaphysical means what? Huh?
Beyond the physical?
Beyond the physical. Metaphysical means beyond the physical. What that means for us who are in this teaching is that we can look at the physical world of form, but we know that there's something more than that, whether we call it above or below. And that really is about the fact that we believe in our teaching that everything is consciousness. Everything is consciousness. Everything starts within our mind, within our consciousness. Everything. And so that's an incredibly demanding principle in our teaching, where we say, yes, we know that this exists, the world of form, the world of effect, but we know that there's something higher taking place, and I'm willing to stand there and look at myself and the world and see what it is that I believe, because it is done unto me as I believe the master teacher Jesus' basic principle, right? And so we are willing to look at what it is that you believe and think about life, whether it's about the body or about relationships or about abundance or creativity or what's happening in the world. And so we want to really pay attention, because it's always the invitation to look deeper, to be still, to listen for that inner wisdom, to ask what is being revealed, what wants to be revealed, what wants to be known, what wants to be seen, what wants to be lived, what wants to be practiced. So Ernest Holmes, one of his latest sermons that he spoke at Asilomar, which is a beautiful retreat center in Pacific Grove, California, said this. One of the things he said: you find me 1,000 people who know what religious science, science of mind, this teaching is, and use it, and live it as it is. And I myself will live to see a new world, a new heaven, a new earth. Here. There is a cosmic power wrapped up in a cosmic consciousness and purposeness that is equal to the vision which releases it. And so what we find is that when we're on the spiritual path, specifically on this science of mind path or any metaphysical path, is that it's very demanding. It's not just demanding when you take a class or show up at a Sunday celebration or read a book. It's demanding all the time. It's demanding of us all the time to stand on that higher ground, to know that there is a truth that wants to reveal itself by means of our consciousness, and to see it, to look for it. The most important thing here is that we don't use it as a baseball bat, which sometimes we do because the ego loves drama and loves to find something wrong with us and loves to focus on what's wrong in the world, because that's the ego's nature. We don't get rid of the ego, we just use it as a way to awaken to a higher truth. And so, or a deeper truth, whichever way we can look at it. So, the deepest principle becomes the deepest, most important practice. What is the deepest principle that is hidden in war? What is the deepest principle that is hidden when we talk about war, when it comes to war?
Is it separation?
What's the opposite of war?
Love.
Peace.
Peace, right? The deepest principle that wants to reveal itself when we are stuck in the opposite, or stuck in the what's wrong with the world, or stuck in limitation, hence war, is peace, right? And so a lot of people say, well, you know what, I'm waiting until we have peace. Because they're feeling separate, they're not taking responsibility, they're not willing to look at the demand that is called for and asked for within us. We are to be the bringers of peace, because we already are instruments of peace. Because peace is the basic truth principle, right? And so when you think about peace versus war, what comes to mind when you look at war? What does war trigger in you? What does it make you think of? When you hear war, what do you think?
Suffering.
Suffering,
Anxiety.
death.
Destruction.
destruction,
Anxiety.
anxiety,
Pain.
pain,
Refugees,
refugees,
hatred,
hatred,
Opposite sides.
opposite sides, death, right? And what happens when you think of peace? Calm,
Heaven.
heaven,
Oneness. Safe.
oneness,
Love.
safe, love,
Harmony.
hmm?
Harmony.
Harmony.
Harmony. Yes, so think of that. If I am focused on war, I am a participant in all those things that were shared. If I participate in this idea of peace, I become the bringer of those qualities. And so I have another quote by Ernest Holmes from our founder from Sermon on the Mount. This is a powerful one. It says, find me one person who is for something and against nothing. Find me one person who is for something and against nothing, who is redeemed enough not to condemn others out of the burdens of their soul. And I will find another Savior, another Jesus, and an exalted human being. So, as instruments of peace, we want to notice whether we're for or against. If you look at the news, you see plenty of against and for, both the opposites. And when we're stuck in the opposites, we are participants in the war that is taking place in the world. As spiritual practitioners, as students of this teaching, as anybody on a spiritual path, we are not here to contribute to any kind of war. We are here to contribute as bringers of peace. What do you think that requires?
Peace within.
Peace within. Yes.
Compassion.
Compassion. What else?
Commitment.
Commitment.
Forgiveness.
Forgiveness. So those things that you're saying out loud are messages from Spirit to practice them yourself. Is there a particular area in your life where you don't feel peace? I have a few. Most of us do. Those are the areas for us to practice, because we practice where? In our own consciousness, in our own mind, in our own heart. And so daily practice to become an instrument of peace. Of peace, right? And so the good news is that each of us are born as bringers of peace. When you were born, that's all you knew. It's inherent within each and every one of us. It's our life force. It's the source of our being. But then we're confronted by war, all different kinds, to have the universe say, oh yeah, well, let's see, because now you have to practice it. Now you have to become it. And you've been given this life to practice it. Some of you are at war with your siblings. That's your area of practice. Some of you are at war with your neighbors. That's your areas of practice. Some of you are at war with yourself. That's your area of practice. Some of you are at war with your body. That's your area of practice. Some of you are at war with money or finance. That's your area of practice. Life shows us our area of practice all the time. And so that's where we begin. What forms of war do you experience within yourself? Is anybody willing to say it out loud?
Judgment.
Judgment, me too.
Impatience.
Impatience, me too.
Indecision.
Indecision, yeah, me too.
Procrastination.
Procrastination, darn it, me too.
Self-deprecation.
Self-deprecation,
Indecision.
indecision,
Criticism.
criticism,
Shooting on.
Shooting on myself, worry, anxiety.
Doubt.
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 Doubt too, yeah.
Doubt. Right? Of course, those are the things that we struggle with inside. Because we're here to be an instrument of peace. And we start where? Within our own consciousness. So it's important to take time to reflect and say, inner war, outer war, because as within, so without. So the wars that we are witnessing are really very painful confrontations of the wars that we have within ourselves. And because we know this as a teaching, as a human being, we must respond. We must activate the principles and live them. So it starts within, right? And then we go without, meaning we look at the world as a reflection. We look at ourselves, at our experience, and we use that to be more actively engaged with this pure principle of peace that is already within us. And then we can be the presence of peace. Have you ever walked into a situation where there seemed to be chaos or argument, and the moment you stepped in there, without even having to say anything, there was a shift in consciousness? I'm sure you've all noticed that in some way, shape, or form. And so we want to pay attention to that because that's a real thing. That's a real thing. Just imagine if the holiest of holy person walked in this room and sat down on the floor, all of us would kind of go, because we can feel that. You can feel that, right? And so how can you be the presence of peace in the world? It doesn't have to be huge. It could be barely visible and everything in between. But how can you be an instrument of peace in the world today? Or are you already being an instrument of peace in the world? How?
Smiling at a stranger.
Smiling at a stranger.
Acceptance.
Showing love to others.
Sharing love with others.
Yes.
Random acts of kindness.
Random acts of kindness.
Having compassion for others.
Having compassion for others.
Being decent in traffic.
Being decent in traffic. You know what? Traffic is a spiritual practice for me. I'm noticing changes because I've been working on it. Hi, instead of woo. Big difference, right? What else? How else can you
Sharing my musical gifts with others.
Sharing music.
Being of service.
Being of service.
Patience with someone who's impatient.
Patience with somebody who is impatient.
Yes, amen.
There's a gazillion different ways that we can be instruments of peace. But you know what the ego mind does? The ego says it's not enough. There has to be more. And so the spirit says it's enough as long as I'm aware and just do what I can and do my best. And stop the war inside myself by being more forgiving and self-loving and self-compassionate. Yes, and so it's this theme this month, from good to great to grand and beyond. It's in the practice that we experience that greater sense and we have then fun with people around us. I was at the DMV the other day. It's a favorite place for all of us to go to. We love it, right? We can't wait. Talk about procrastination. Anyway, so I'm there at 8 o'clock and I'm barely off the road in line. Okay, so I decided to put on some good music and just sing along. And I decided to turn it into a spiritual practice. So finally, there's movement and the gate opens and then there's another line and it takes a long time. I think they probably fired a lot of people because it used to be 6 rows where I go. Now there was like 2 of those bays open. So I'm just playing my music, breathing, doing my spiritual practices. I get in the line, I'm in the line, and the man who opens my door, that in itself was special, opens my door and he looks at my license and he says, "Happy birthday, young lady."
Aww.
And I said, "Well, it's next month." He says, "No, it starts now." So he does my car, blah, 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 I get out, you know, it's like they're all incredibly rigid, like walk here, walk there, don't stop here, don't stop. So finally my car is ready, everything's fine. And I walk to him and the man starts to talk to me. I have no idea why he told me what he told me. But he said to me, I want you to know something. I have been exercising all my life and I love Jack LaLanne. He's the bomb when it comes to exercise. I really believe in health and fitness. And I'm like, sir, I do too. I've believed in it all my life as well. And I said, and I believe in healthy lifestyle and healthy eating. He says, I do too, ma'am. And so he gave me my license back, and he says, and God bless you. And I said, and God bless you, sir. And my whole body, my whole being was singing. Because I truly believe we can turn any experience into a blessing, into being an instrument of peace. We don't even have to say anything. We can just be that presence, right?
Yes.
And so always remember, it's not just about remembering those who have given their life, sacrificed their life for us. It's remembering that all life is sacred. And that we can always be a greater presence of love and compassion and wisdom and peace and harmony, and that it's never about not enough. Because that's our default, which adds to the war within, and therefore to the war without. And so we want to remember that we can bring this very sweet simplicity to our day-to-day living, knowing that we are instruments of peace, and that it's not about not giving or bringing that enough, but to notice where we have these beautiful opportunities to bring them, because you're already doing it all the time. And sometimes you miss it because your focus is on the war within or the war out there, right? And so when we are practicing this, when we're being this instrument of peace, we just have to keep bringing it and just let go of whatever gets in the way. Ah, there you are, judgment. I'm peace. I'm a bringer of peace. I can forgive. I can let go. Just very simply, very sweetly, from moment to moment to moment. So now we have Kim Yarson sharing another song with us.
Why do I judge others who complain? When all I do is complain myself. Look out at the world we're living in. All I see is a world that needs so much help. I'm blaming the outside when I need to go inside. That is where the answers reside. What am I waiting for? I need to fight this inner war by working through the pain, the fear, and the shame. What am I waiting for? Someone else to do the work. I'm the only one who can begin. And look at what's inside to find the peace within. To find the peace within. To find the peace within. Yeah. How is it that the birds can sing while the whole world is set on fire? They don't sing about the media spin. They just sing to guide their heart's desires. So I'll unplug and give a tree a hug. Ground my feet in the earth's love. What am I waiting for? Need to find this inner war, working through the pain, the fear, and the shame. What am I waiting for? Someone else to do the work. I'm the only one who can begin. And look at what's inside to find the peace within. Find the peace within. To find the peace within. Yeah. So rise up and join me now.
this week.
Yes.
All right, so Lori, shall I do this today?
Yeah.
So we have a couple things happening today. This is a love box. There are a couple of people in our community that aren't able to come anymore, or they're not well, or they're not driving, and they would love to have your connection with you. So there's some names in here with phone numbers and emails, and Lori will give you a little feedback if you want to connect with somebody. When you pick the piece of paper, she will tell you what's needed. So go to Lori if you're interested afterwards. And also we have a sheet that's going around, since it stays empty when I tape it on the door, that some of you might like to facilitate social hour. How many of you love social hour after Sunday celebration? Yeah, so if you do, sign up. If you don't want to do it alone, ask someone to do it with you. We do have a bunch of sign-ups, and in case you can't tell, the June 9th one has moved to next Sunday. So there's a couple open spots, June 9, June 16, and then July. Pen, if anybody wants to help with that. And then let's have our offering. So there's many ways to support our center. One is to make a donation. There's many ways to do it, PayPal, Venmo, on our website, text to give. Any way you like to support our community, but there's also ways that you can help with service. I have a goal. I want a clean house, literally, physically clean. And so if somebody says, I love to clean, let me know, I'll put you to work. We also have a new IT team. Vern and Mark Benfonte are on that. If you'd like to help with that, you can learn some things through our internet services. And of course, social hour that's going around. So if you'd like to give today, there's a basket coming around, and with envelopes if you need them. And let's do a short, before we do a short offertory, I want to tell you that we have a concert on June 22nd with the Fold Project, which is always fun. So you need to get your tickets on Breeze. It's on the flyer that's over there and gets emailed out every week. We have on Thursday night, June 27th, your birthday, Busting Loose from the Money Game with Patrick Harbula. He's a wonderful teacher, and he's out here. He's in California. He's out here to present a really cool workshop. And then hot off the press, Elaine Silver is going to be here on Father's Day doing the Sunday celebration, and then she's doing the Truth and Fun, which is like a joy-filled concert after celebration. But you need to sign up for that as well because she has a minimum requirement. So all flyers are there. We'll send them out on email every week. And let's do an affirmation. And then Kim has a beautiful, peaceful song that we can experience as a spiritual practice. I am so grateful
I am so grateful
for this life,
for this life,
for this moment,
for this moment,
for this space,
for this space,
for you,
for you,
for you,
for you,
and for all the abundance that is mine to share.
and for all the abundance that is mine to share.
Kim,
Oh, I
go
love
ahead.
that. I love that. Close your eyes. Breathe in the divine. Be still in your heart. Be still in your mind. 'Cause all is well, all is fine. Just be still. Take a walk in the bright sunshine. Look all around at the beauty God provides. Know all is well, all is fine. Just be still. Your cup runneth over, and you always do your best. So sit down beside it and find rest. breathe in the divine. Be still in your heart. Be still in your mind. All is well, all is fine. Just be still. All is well, all is fine. Just be still. Just be still.
And in closing, let's know this: the deepest, highest, broadest, most present truth. As we open our hearts and close our eyes, we come to a place of trusting this divine flow more deeply. We hold our vision high, a vision for peace across the world, for all beings. A place of peace within, with every aspect of our life and living. A place of knowing that it's not only possible, it is most real. So today we can trust that the peace that we are is the gift and the blessing of showing up in the world. The peace that we continue to embrace, to embody, to accept, to welcome, is a healing, soothing salve to our consciousness. And the peace that we get to share as we move around the world has a ripple effect beyond of which we will ever see. So today we trust that peace is possible, and we release whatever is in the way. From moment to moment, breath to breath, heartbeat to heartbeat. And we trust that it is enough. And so from this blessed place, we can turn this spiritual mind treatment, this affirmative prayer, over to the universal law, trusting that it demonstrates it for each and every one of us in the highest and best ways. And so it is. And one more music to sing along to.
Yes! Y'all can sing along. Kim Yarson is on Spotify. That song you just heard is on Real Life Story, an album that I wrote from all the material that I wrote for this beautiful place. So most of it's her sermons that it came inspired from. So should I give you some of my micro pennies for that? My heart is really open to this moment. My soul is ready for change. I'm alive in body, mind, and spirit. Thankful for this beautiful day. All is well, all is great, all is working for my highest good. You can sing it out with me, ready? All is well, all is great, all is working for my highest good. All right, here's another one. All is well, all is great, I am safe. The universe has got my back today.